So hello dears, very good evening to all. Hope it is audible, and if it is audible, can you give a quick good evening in the chat? Okay, excellent, excellent. Wow, that's wonderful response. Good, fine. So almost 6:45. Let's begin the session. And before starting, it's like a good response. I can see in the group. I've noted daily. I'll be noting your names. So based on your response, I'll be noting your names. So keep in mind, and if you're making mistake, also no issue. It's like that is why you're coming here to learn. It's not like judging your knowledge. You came here to learn. Have the positive mind all the time. Give your try. If it is mistake, also you'll be updating it. So until you try, you'll not get the answer. So fine, that's great. We'll discuss with the answer, and we'll move on to the next topic. In a minute, I'll open the content. Yes, I'll share my screen. So hope screen is visible. So what is the question number one? How many keywords present in the Python programming language? So we know very clearly we have 33 keyword in the Python programming language. So answer is going to be option C. 32 will come under the C programming language. 61 will be like a Java. 27 we don't have. So answer is going to be 33. That is option C. Next question number two. Write a output of the following code, that is Python code is given, and we have to figure out the answer. And we know very clearly we have totally 9 print statement, and everything is going to be a equality checking, and we have like a operators topic. So we have, just a minute, someone is requesting. Okay, join with my mobile so that I can admit the people to my mobile. Okay, so fine. So we'll discuss. So now A value is given as 6, B value is given as 7, and C value is given as 42. Now, first print statement we have A value equal to A value equal to 9 is given. Sorry, 6 is given. So what is A value? 6. Is 6 is equal to 6? Yep. So we know very clearly both the conditions satisfying. So which means that A value equal to 6. So equality checking. So answer is going to be true. Next, A value equal to 7. So what is my A value? We have a 6, but we are comparing with a 7. So both are not equal, different value. So false is going to be the answer. Now A value equal to 6 and B value equal to 7. So we have an AND property. So we know very clearly what is the purpose of AND. AND is nothing but all the conditions should be true. Here we have a two condition. So both the conditions should be true. Until it is getting satisfied, it won't return anything like a answer true. But now we'll check with the condition A value equal to 6. What is my A value? 6. 6 is equal to 6? Yes. So first condition is going to be true. And if first condition is true, now I'll go for the second condition. So what is my second condition? B equal to 7. Is B is equal to 7? Yes, both these statements are true. The answer is going to be true. If first in the logical and if first condition is getting like a failure, it won't want to check second one, and compiler or interpreter will not check for the conditions. Remember this point, because first condition, if it is failure, out of if you have a 5 condition, if first condition is false, remaining all 4 is going to be true. My answer will be like a true? No, not at all possible. If first one, if it is false, there itself my execution will stop. Directly will print answer as false only. A value equal to 7. Is A value is equal to 7? No. Here itself became like a false. Then there is no use of checking the second one. And it won't check also. So directly will be printing as false. Now, A value equal to 7, A value equal to 7, and B value equal to 7 is given. And before we have like a not is there. So what happened? First I'll execute A value equal to 7, then I'll take a not of it. Yep. So now A value we are given as 6. 6 is equal to 7. No. Right? So that if you take a negation of this not, that is true value, it will become like a false, it will become like a true. So first statement is going to be true, and second is going to be true. So both answer is going to be true. So final answer is going to be true itself for the print statement. Now we have a or. Or is nothing but if either one of the condition is getting true, my answer is going to be true. So A value equal to 7. Is it true? No. Completely it's not true. So first is false. So even though if it is false, but I'll check for the second one. So second might result as a true. So B value equal to 7. You can see here true. So one false and one true. So my answer is going to be true. A value equal to 7 or B value equal to 6. So A value is equal to 7? No. False. B value equal to 7? Sorry, 6? No. So both the statement is false. The answer is going to be false. Now, sorry. Now, if you go with here, we have a bracket. So one thing you have to understand, in the Python programming language or any programming language, arithmetic operator or any operator can work according to the board mass condition. Board mass condition. So now what is that board mass? Nothing but bracket of division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. So now in my expression or in my equation, if you have anything with a bracket, that will be evaluated first. If you don't have a bracket, I'll go with the order. Whether I have a division or not, I'll check. If division is there first, I'll evaluate it, and then I'll go with the multiplication, then subtraction, and addition, subtraction has the same precedence. So either you do first addition or a subtraction, no matters what, you'll be getting the right answer. Yeah. Now, so what happens here in the eighth statement, we have a bracket. So first this bracket will be evaluated, then only this not will be coming into the picture. Now, if that is the case, A value equal to 7. So what is my A value? 6. 6 is equal to 7? No, the answer is going to be false. And B value equal to 6. What is my B value? 7 is given, but I'm comparing with a 6. So answer is going to be false. Now, false and false will result me as false. And before the false, we are given not. Not is nothing but negation. If you are telling as true, I'll tell as a false. If you are telling as a false, I'll tell as a true. So now we are returning false. So interpreter will return as true. So the answer of 8th statement is going to be true. Last is nothing but there is no bracket. So what happened? This term will be like a 1. This will be like a different term. So A value equal to 7, false. So before the false, we have a not, so I'll be taking as a true immediately. And B value equal to 6. Is it equal to 6? No, false. So 1 true, 1 false. The answer is going to be false. So your entire answer is going to be true, false, true, false, true, true, false, true, false. So all print statement is given here. And those who got the answer, excellent. We'll move on to the question number 3. So in the question number 3, they are asking like, which of the following will evaluate to true? So my answer should be true. So which statement, either statement 1 or a 2 or a 3, which will lead to as a answer as true they're asking. So true and false. Can I tell it is going to be true? No, because we are applying A and D, and there's nothing but both the conditions should be true. So here itself one false is there. So my statement 1 will be eliminated easily. Now, true or false. So this will lead true answer. So second statement is possible, and false is there. And if first condition, if it is false, my answer is going to be false. That's it. So the answer is going to be only B will be the true, because logical and we are applying here, right? So first condition will become like a false. Do you want to check second one, which I'm circling now? No use. Compiler will not do it. Interpreter also will not check this, because my first condition became like a false. There itself my execution will stop. So the statement can be either true or false, whichever way to true. That is only answer is going to be statement 2. Fine. Next, move on to the question number 4. And this is going to be a very simple question. And because of the option, we have to check what kind of things is going to be happen here. So now value of x is going to be 3. Is 3 is greater than 2? Check the condition. Is 3 is greater than 2? Yes. If yes, can I go here inside the statement? Yes. Yeah. And those who people have executed this program, sir, I compiled this program in Jupyter Notebook. Raise your hand or try to put yes in the chat. I tried. By typing, I tried. Post yes. If not, put no in the chat. Be honest. Yes. Yes, very good too. Yes. Okay, good. Rocking. So, did you find any problem with this semicolon? Here we are placing semicolon, right? Did you get any doubt why we are using semicolon here? And what is the purpose of using semicolon over here? Did you get this question? Can we give semicolon? There is no issue. So if you are placing semicolon also, there is no issue. It will accept. So interpreter will accept. So many people will tell like semicolon can be used in a C or a C++ or Java. Even in Python we can use, but there is no use of giving semicolon. It won't do it out. Like for example, if you are in your entire program, if you are placing semicolon at the last, it won't affect your programs. Simple thing. It works. In Python, it works, but there is no use. If you are giving semicolon or removing semicolon, there is no issue with my code. It will compile successfully. So now condition is going to be true. So 3 into 2 is going to be 6. So my updated value of x is going to be 6. Next, again, we have a if. Yes, 6 is greater than 4. If 6 is greater than 4, yes. So answer is going to be 0. So finally, my x value will be updated as 0. So answer is going to be, if x is greater than 2, x will equal to 0 after this code. So at last, I'll be getting the answer 0. That is what they're asking. So always equals to 0? No. Because based on your conditionally, it varies. Yeah. So that's about the question number 4. Okay, to tell multiple instruction in one line. Even that is correct. Even that is correct. What you said is exactly true, which we had discussed yesterday. That is correct. But normally, if you're giving semicolon at the last, if you're not placing in single line, no issue, it works. Now, next question, question number 5. What is the value for weight, price, and total? I think so. I have not given the option for this. Did I give any option for this question? Just a minute, I'll be checking. Okay. So option is not given. So how many people answer for the question number 5? Okay. Pratibha is given like price less like price equal to 1.45. No. And no one posted the answer for fifth question. And one response. That is done. Okay. Only one response. What about others? Is it difficult? Okay, we'll discuss now. Okay, if you are not done, no issue, will do it. So weight is given as zero point 0.5 and number item is given as 5. So I have to check with the condition. So what is my condition if my weight less than 1? So weight is nothing but zero point 0.5 less than 1. Is it zero point 0.5 is less than 1? Yep. Condition is going to be true. If condition is true, I have to update my price value is 1.45. So P value will keep it as 1.45. Now, next again I have to go with the next condition if my weight value is greater than or equal to 1. So what is my right now weight value? 0.5. Is it greater than 1? No. Right? So we'll go for this total. Because this total I'm not writing here. Understand, this total we are not writing here. We are writing outside of if, so that this total also will be executed. So what is my total value? I have to multiply weight into price. So what is my weight value? 0.5 into price value is nothing but 1.45. So 0.5 into 1.45 is nothing but 0.725. So 0.725 will be stored in the total. So total I'll update here 0.725. Now next, item number is greater than or equal to 10. So what is my item? Number item? It is going to be 5 only, right? Is 5 is greater than or equal to 10? No. So now I have to print my all of your values. So finally I'll be getting the answer as 0.5 is going to be my weight. 1.45 is going to be my P value. P is nothing but price. And 0.725 is going to be total value. So your final answer will be this. Hope now you understood, everyone, because fifth question, only one or two I have done, remaining I have not done. Just understand this. We have done with the assignment question, and if you want to execute and show you, I'll show you that. When did be our question? Find the answer. 0 0.5, 1.45, 0.725. Very good. So hope it is clear. So we have done with the assignment question. So now we'll continue. So yes, up to where we have discussed, up to the if condition. So all the condition statement is over. We are about to start looping statement. So we'll discuss about the looping now. So hope screen is visible. Looping. Generally, what is looping? What is conditional and what is difference between looping and conditional? So conditional statement is nothing but I have to perform some conditions like a certain action. Either you do or die. It's kind of that kind of type of questions. If you're doing, you'll go for the true statement. If you're not able to do, you'll go for the else block. So this etc will be working. There is like a direct action you will be thrown. Yeah, do or die. That kind of thing is called as a conditional statement. Looping statement is nothing but if you want to do that certain statement or certain action will perform for how many times you will be trying to loop it. Example, morning you'll start your duty. So for by 10 o'clock you have your office time. From 10 to 6 you'll try to loop. So from 10 you'll be going for 11 o'clock, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exactly by sharply by 6 we'll try to leave the office. right? So this is nothing but looping. So daily it happens, Monday to Friday or Monday to Saturday it happens. So you are trying to loop your conditions or a statements or expressions. So now that certain action will happen for how many times? So totally per week we have 7 days, and out of 7 days you have a 6 working days or a 5 working days. So that you're trying to count it. You're trying to loop Monday to Tuesday, Tuesday to Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and it's going to be end of the week. And Saturday, Sunday will be off, or only Sunday will be off. There's nothing but a kind of a looping. Now, this looping will happen in a 3 ways, 3 types. So first way is nothing but by using a for loop. Second is nothing but by using a while loop. Third, second is by using a while loop, and third is nothing but nested loop. So by using a nested loop. So for loop, while loop, and nested loop. So now what is for loop we'll judge, and we'll discuss about the syntax, we'll discuss about the theory, and we'll go with the example for loop. Same thing for the while, nested loop, then we'll complete the looping. Now, first one, what is for loop? For. So for is nothing but a loop which used to iterate over a sequence. So for loop can be happen in a 2 ways. So for loop has a 2 ways. So by using a sequence and by using a in range. So for I in range, for I in sequence. What is that? So I'll try you with a syntax and with an example I'll tell you. So now it is like a iterator method as found in the other object-oriented programming language. Hope you learn or at least heard something called as the OOPS concept. In the OOPS concept, we have something called as a class, object, inheritance, polymorphism, encapsulation, data abstraction, many things are there. So this everything is nothing but based on the object oriented. In object oriented, we are trying to iterate, nothing but class. Inside the class, you will be having n number of methods, data members and member functions. That function individual time you'll try to call, iterate. You're calling the function. So it is nothing but routine life. So what I'll do, so if it is a Jan month, we'll try to go for these kind of things. So like festival time, etc. etc. So individual year it will try to loop. So entire year they celebrate the festival? No. So that particular month, particular date is day to go for the celebration. This kind of things. Summer, winter. So all the time can we tell you are in the summer vacation? No. So it's like a proper season should be there. That's how it iterate. Now what is for loop with the syntax? So for variable in sequence, note it out the syntax very clearly. This is going to be type 1. Note it out. In the for loop, we have totally 2 ways to use for loop. This is going to be the first way for variable in sequence. I'll tell you individually one by one. So what is for loop? So for loop is nothing but a keyword for, right? So totally we have 33 keywords. In the 33 keyword, we have for as one of the keywords. So individual session, we are covering that 33 keywords. Yep. Now, variable. So what is variable? We know very clearly. A is a variable. I is a variable. J is a variable. Y, your name is also going to be a variable. So for variable is nothing but to iterate. How many times your name should be iterated? Yeah. Now, in. What is in? In is also a keyword. So who can tell what is the purpose of this? In comes under which operator? Can you respond? In comes under which type of operator?
Membership operator.
Yes, member. Yeah. So it is going to be comes under the membership, whether you are part of that list or not. So sequence. Sequence we know very clearly is nothing but you can pass the arguments, so not argument, you can pass the list or a tuple or a dictionary or a set or string. This everything is possible in the sequence. So I'll tell you with example. As of now, just note it out the syntax. So this is going to be the type 1 for variable in sequence. That's it. Now, write a program to display first 5 natural numbers. How will you print first 5 natural numbers? We know very clearly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is going to be first 5 natural number. How to print by using a for loop they're asking. Just think, I'll give you a minute. By using for loop, how to display first five natural numbers. Write a program and post your answer in the chat. Number of lines, 3 lines. Maximum 2 lines, not more than that. 3 or 2. So my output should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, any answer? No issue. We'll discuss. So I in, for I in my sequence. So how many values should I print? I should print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 values. I'll give a string and I'll try to print a value I. So we got the output 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nothing I did, just 2 lines. What is happening here? Can you explain one more time? I'm ready to explain. Just see here. For what is the for loop syntax? For variable in sequence, right? So in that sequence position, what are the things can we give? We can give string. I showed you with a bracket, like we can give list or set or string, or we can give as a dictionary, etc. So this everything is possible over here. Now we are done with our strings. Double quotation indicates for string, double quotes. So you have a starting and here we are giving, right? This is nothing but a string. So can we pass a string? Yes, we can pass a string. Now, if you want to print your name, so suppose I'm taking a name called as Samuel. So if you take same thing, I'll write as for I in, what is my name? My name is going to be Sam. Just I'll give as a Sam. So that Sam should be iterated. How should I iterate? So when I want to pronounce Sam, I need to have proper spelling. If I'm giving as a R here, can I tell this is a Sam? No, it is going to be a Ram. So it's going to be a letters matters and iteration matters. RAM is going to be Ram we are telling. So SAM is going to be a Sam we are telling. So if even a small letter if it is changing, pronounces is going to be changes. Yeah. Now I have to print that I. So how it will print? First I'll pick. So how will you start counting the spelling? Yes, then A, then M. You won't spell like AM, yes. To pronounce Sam, you won't print like you won't spell like AM, yes, or MA, yes, nothing. You'll be pronouncing it as yes, AM. It's going to be a order, right? So you'll be getting answer as yes, AM. So there's nothing but iterating. It will pick first character, it will print yes. Then it take because of iteration, it will take A, it will print A. Then it will take M, it will print M. After M, we don't have anything, right? So it will stop the loop. So when the for loop will be getting failure until the loop is failure, it won't come out. Remember one thing, until the loop is getting failure, I won't come outside. When loop will be coming out? When can I come out of the loop? When the for loop or a while loop is getting failure. Until you're getting failure, I won't come. Example, you are studying a BTech. So now for the engineering, we have a 4 years. So you're pursuing in the first year or second year. Now can you tell you are the graduate? No. So from the first same, you have to move to the second semester. You have to write third semester, fourth, fifth, sixth, up to eighth semester. You have to iterate. Once you completed your 8th semester with a zero backlog, then you are graduated. Then you will be coming out of a campus. That 4 years you should be inside the campus. If you're doing the doctorate, same thing. Clear? Until you complete your research work, publication, etc., etc., we cannot take a role as doctor. Same thing for masters, MTech or a MBA or MCA, whatever might be there. That particular year is given. Until you complete that condition, we cannot. When can you come out of the university? When you complete your degrees. This is how the loop also will work. So I'll start with a yes, then I'll go for the A, I'll go for the M. After M, nothing is there. So I'll come out of the for loop. Same thing here. I'll go for one, I'll go for two, I'll go for three, four, and five. After reaching five, after that I don't have any other value. Suppose you are giving 890. Then again I'll count 8, then 9, then 0. You can see here 890 has been executed. So until a value is going to be over, I'll try to iterate. When my loop will be failure, until you complete the process. Sir, in like in between, I have to come outside. Like I have to, for example, we have totally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is there. When I want to print only 1, 2, 3. But after printing 3, I should come out. I don't want to print 4 and 5. For that, we can use a break. We can give a break. So how to write it also I'll tell you. So I'll tell you in the next procedure. As of now, I don't want to confuse, but you can do it. In between, if you want to come also, you can come. It's not compulsory that you have to study 4 years of engineering. If you're not interested, you can come in first year or second year. Even you can drop out in the third year also. So it's possible, right? Highly possible. Same thing for the programming language, it is possible. So we are done with the first type of for loop. So for I in sequence is going to be type number 1. What is next type? Next is nothing but in range. Next is nothing but I'll teach you with a for I in range. So next I'll write here. Syntax is going to be for I in range. I'll have starting value, start, and ending value will be there. It's going to be just noted out as a syntax for I in range. What is that range? I have to print a number from I in range. So I have to print a number from, you're requesting like, so I have to print a number from 1 to 20 or 1 to 15. I have to print a number from 1 to 15. How it is possible by using the for loop? Is it possible? It's possible. I have to start from 1. How will my output will be there? It should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, etc., 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 up to 15. I have to print. That is what the requirement they're asking. So by using for loop, it's possible. But if you take a range, sorry, sequence in this, suppose by using this sequence, I have to print 1 to 50 numbers. Can I write? Can I type 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15? Can I write like this? Do you think it is a valid? And do you think it will print 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, etc.? No. It will take an individual value. After 9, it will take 1. It will take 0, then 1, then 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5. So it will take an individual value. Okay. If you want to me to execute, you can see here, it will take individual value. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, etc. Okay. So it won't print like a number 10, 11, 12. It won't print like that. So that is why we are not preferring this. So this is the reason we are going with the second way. You got a single time to iterate, it's possible. So now for that only we are going with the second way. Second way we have to go with range. So I'll write it over here. So for I in range, from where should I start? That is what the starting value and ending value. So from where should I start? I have to start from 1. And what is the value to end? 15. So if you're giving us 15, this ending value will not be considered by the interpreter. So if you're giving us 15, 15 it won't consider. We have to give 15 plus 1. 16 we have to give. N value plus 1 we have to give. Reason is nothing but interpreter will not consider ending value. If you want to end a value from 1 to 10, you should not give 1 comma 10. So giving 1 comma 10, if you execute only from 1 to 9. that last ending value will not be taken by the interpreter. For that, n value plus 1 you have to give. So if your n value is 50, you have to give 50 plus 1. If your n value is 100, you have to give 100 plus 1. Plus 1 is must. That is why I'm telling as a ending value. That is n value plus 1 also you can write. The ending portion you have to write n plus 1. So now what is my ending value? It should be 15, right? If you're giving us 15, I'll show you what happens. And I have to print I value, comma, end is equal to some space value. So already I think so in the previous session I said you about end. I said you about the end. What is the purpose of end? I have to print everything in the single line. So now you can see here, I'm able to print from 1, but we are not able to print the ending value. My destination is not possible. So last value that is 15 is not going to be possible to print. Why? Because that ending value will not be considered. So what is the solution for this? So nothing but you have to write ending value. In that ending portion, you have to write plus 1. Either you write 15 plus 1 also fine, or you're writing directly 16 also fine. Both will work. Now we can see here 15. Or if you're giving us 15 plus 1 also, there is no issue. I'll be getting the answer. Either you can write 15 plus 1, or either you can write directly 16. Remember that n value plus 1. This is how the range will work. Now, you have to print a number from 10 to 20 or 15 to 20. Just make it like this. 15 to 20 you have to print. 15, 16, like a 17, 18, 19, 20. So up to there you have to print. Thank you. You have to print like this. Is it possible? Yes. Anyone, can you unmute and can you tell the answer how to print value from 15 to 20? Including. I have to include 20 also. Let me see who will unmute and tell the answer.
Sir, in the range, the starting point will be 15 and the ending point will be 21.
That's it. So for I in range, I'll be starting from 15. That is nothing but user requirement. I'll like going with the 15. From 15, I have to end with 20 they are given. So if I'm writing as a 20, it is a problem. You have to write 20 plus 1. So now just I'll go with the 20 only, then I'll show you the answer. So I'll be able to print 15, 16, 17, 18, only 19, not 20. So we have to give 20 plus 1, we have to give 21, so that I'll be getting the answer as 20. This is how the two types of for loop will work. So what is first one? By using in sequence. That's it. Yeah. Next is nothing but by using in range. Maximum to maximum in your Python programming language will be using in range only. Everywhere we'll be using in range, but will not be using the sequence all the time. Rarely will be using. That's all. Okay, but in range, every time, maximum to maximum in every code, we'll try to implement this. So without knowing the sequence, we cannot learn in range. You have to know the difference of these two things. When can I go with a sequence, that is loop for loop type 1? When can I go with a loop 2, second way? So first way is nothing but direct value. I know the answer. That is 1 to 5 I have to print. So I can give 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or I know the username. I can give like that. Now I don't know the username. So what I have to do? So suppose that I have to print my name, like what the user is giving that. I have to get that string value from the user. Then I have to print the name in the order. How can I do it? Just I'll go with a yes is equal to str of input, or just input also sufficient. Two way I have taught you, either by using str of input or just input. Now whatever input user is giving, I should iterate it. So now can I go with a range? Range is nothing but number, right? Now we are getting string. So I don't want to go with the range. So for I in, now I'll use a sequence. In the place of sequence, I'll give yes. Because that yes you are getting from the user. So now whatever yes value you are getting from the user, I'll print one by one by using the line statement. So suppose if I enter a name as Paramesh, so I'll be getting output as Paramesh. So this position I put for the sequence. So whatever input you give, I can do it. I can get the output. So there's nothing but user equal. Yeah. So hope we have done with our for loop. Then we'll move on to the while loop. And we'll discuss many programs. When you're discussing with a program, you'll get a clarity. As of now, we are good in the concept, syntax wise, how the program or looping is working in the background. We have learned it. Yeah. So now, if you have any doubt in the for loop, let me know. If not, just post done in the chat. Before. So what is next? For like once we are done with the for loop, immediately we can learn while loop very easily. So what is while loop? So while is nothing, for is nothing, but you are iterating. Can I go with the while for iteration? Exactly, we can do it. Now, while loop is used to execute the number of statements or a body till the condition passed in while is true. So until your condition is getting true, I'll try to be there. So you are in the learning in the first year. So I'll be inside the campus. You are now you are going for the second year. Still I'll be in the campus. You're studying third year. Still you will be in the campus. You are in the fourth year. Still you will be in the inside the campus. I'm talking about engineering part. So final year you'll be there. So once you're done with the eighth semester, fifth year you'll be moving. In the fifth year, can you tell you are pursuing in that particular university? No, because you are passed out student. Your value is valid up to this particular first year to final year. That's it. Only that 4 years will be valid. After that, it's going to be invalid for us. Same thing here. Once the condition is getting failure, the loop will come out of the loop. Right? The condition once it is failure because first year, second year, and third year and the fourth year. Up to here, I can tell I'm studying in this university. You are the part of that university. That's it. So once you are reached fifth year or once you're done with the fourth year, then you will be coming under passed out student. You're done with your degree. So once the condition is getting failure, the control will come out of the loop. I'll come out. After coming out, we cannot tell that I'm pursuing in this university. We cannot tell that word. Same thing for the while. So while is nothing but just while put a condition over. Compared to the for loop, while will be easy. While put a condition over colon. Colon is must. All the time I'm noticing this colon is must. Remember this to follow the indentation, to follow the syntax properly, this colon is must. For sorry, while is nothing but keyword. So out of 33 keyword, one of the keyword is going to be while. And if you're getting a time, tomorrow we don't have a session. So Sunday will be holiday. Next week, I think so Saturday and Sunday will be off. So tomorrow I'll post few more question, assignment question. And if time permits, out of 33 keywords, how many keywords we have covered from the day 1 to day 4? Today, I think so it's fourth day. Up to fourth day, how many keywords we have covered? Just count it. In 4 days, I think so maximum to maximum 10 to, we can maximize with a 15. I'm not sure whether we have done 15, but it should be in range of 10 to 15. Not less than 10, not more than 15. It is in this range. So exactly we'll try to complete. Almost out of 33, we'll try to complete because what is true, what is false, and all we have discussed. The operators, when we are learning itself, we have discussed what is true, what is false. You count, I think so more than that will be D. So now, what is the condition? So what condition you have to apply? Suppose A value is greater than 5. You have to write like this. So what A value giving as a 1. Is 1 is greater than 5? No. Suppose I'm giving as 11. Is 11 is greater than 5? Yes. So this how many conditions you have to iterate? I'll try to iterate until you complete it. Yeah. Now write a program to print first 5 multiple of fifth table. You have to write a fifth table program. So like 5 into 1 is going to be 5. 5 into 2 is going to be 10. 5 into 3 is going to be 15. Like that up to 5. Or if you want to print up to 5 into 10 is going to be 50 also, I'm happy. Just think for that, how can I do it? Or if you think like 5 into 1 is going to be 5, you are not able to get it. If you are not able to print this, at least print only the value 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Like that, you can print it. Only the answer by using while loop. By using while loop. What condition we can apply and how to print 5, then 10, 15, 20, and 25. So now can I use for loop for this? If you are able to think with help of for loop also, you can go ahead. But I need the answer for while loop also. I'll give you exactly 1 minute 30 seconds. Try only for while first. If time permits, go with the for loop. The time starts now. Give me a minute, I'll be back. Fine, is it done? Not done? Okay, so I is equal to 1. So 1 less than or equal to 5 condition is true. 5 into 1. Super. Next time, Pratibha, did you execute this? Approach is fine. I have to appreciate you. Good, but what happened next time? Again, it will print 5, 5, 5, 5, I think so. 5 it will print for 5 times. 5, 5, 5, and 5. Okay, good. Sandil Kumar, like I less than 6. Okay, so I less than 6 in the sense like 1 less than 6 condition is true. Print I. I'll print 1. Next time I'll print. Okay, fine, fine. Got it. Okay, shall we discuss? Now, what should be my output? Output should be 5, 10, 15, 20, and 25, etc. etc. So now, while I'll keep initial value. So initial value I'll keep as I is equal to, I have to start from 5, I'll keep as a 5. While, just see the approach, what I'm doing, 5, my ending value is going to be 25. So can I give 25? No, I have to give 26. So less than 26. Or they can give as less than or equal to 25. Even this is fine. Anything is fine. Either 5 less than or equal to 25 also fine, or 5 less than 26 also fine. It's up to you. Now, if condition is getting true, I have to print in place of 5, I'll give I. I. So print I. So if you're giving us like this, what output I'll be getting, you can see here 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. It will print for 25 times and it's move on. We cannot stop the iteration block. Why? Because all the time it is getting true. We are not able to stop here because you're not incrementing. In the for loop, we have by default it is incrementing by 1. While loop, we don't increment by 1. Hope you're getting. So now what can I do here? So we have to stop this while loop. Only then I can come out. So what approach can we use? Nothing but in the next line, you have to add I equal to I plus equal to 5 or I is equal to I plus 5. This is sufficient. So that individual time I'll try to execute. Okay. Now you can see here, I'm trying to run my code, but I'm not able to get the output. In the session one, I think I said about this kernel part. So when you're getting these kind of situation, I said when you're getting kind of this kind of situation, I'll tell you. This is the right time to tell. My program, everything is fine, but when I'm compiling this, you can see here I'm giving run, but I'm not able to get the output because I have to reset my kernel. So just restart your kernel. You can get here connected, trusted, and you're about to connect with your kernel now. So now when you're executing this code, you can see here I got the output 5, 10, 15, 20, and 25. This I is equal to I plus 5 or I plus equal to 5 is must because what is happening here? What as n is equal to some space. So why we are writing this line, I'll tell you. Here I'll come with a condition as 5 because I value is going to be 5. 5 less than or equal to 25. This condition is true. Yes, I'll print I. What is my I value? 5. I'll print 5. Next time, again 5 less than or equal to 25. Again condition is true. I'll print 5. So individual time, there is no possibilities to make this while loop failure. All the time it is true. 5 less than or equal to 25 true. 5 less than or equal to 25 true. 5 less than or equal to 25 true. It keep on checking the same condition all the time. Even if you check for n number of time, answer is going to be true only. So now, because of that only, we are trying to add 5. Because of fifth table, we are adding with a 5. You may ask a doubt. So why you are adding I is equal to? Here you can write like this also. I is equal to I plus 5. Like this also you can write. So why you are adding with a 5? You may ask a doubt. Nothing but because of fifth table, I'm writing with a 5. Because I'll start with a 5. Next value should be 10. So from 5 plus 5, 10, 10 plus 5, 15, 15 plus 5, 20, 20 plus 5, 25. Yeah. Now user, you have to get that input from the user side. Like fifth table means I have to get from the user up to where. So one user is telling I have to end my fifth table by up to 50 I have to print. Few are telling up to 100 I have to print. Few are telling up to 10 I have to print. So individual value of the clearly test cases. Then what can I do? Nothing but just take a one more variable that n value is equal to int of input, int of input. In place of 25 fixing here, fix n here. Fix n. So if user is entering 25 as his n value, I'll reach up to 25. If he is entering up to 30, I'll try to print. Suppose if user is entering 10, so you can see here I'll be getting only 5 and 10. If user is entering 14, 14 means 5, 10 only possible. We are not able to go with the 15, so you can get only 5 and 10. Suppose if user is entering 20, so 5, 10, 15, 20 will be the output. So you'll get that input from the user. Suppose if it is a 50, up to 50 will be executed. Yep. Now, as I said you very clearly, I have to print a fifth table. This is going to be the assignment question I'll give you. Fifth table I have to print. So just make it as a assignment question number 1 for the tomorrow. Yeah, so tomorrow you want to post any answer. Tomorrow and Monday, you have a time. I'll give you some mini questions. Tomorrow I'll post you with a one document. So in the document you'll be having nearly at least 5 to 10, not 5. At least 10 questions will be there. At least 10. Maximum it can be anything. Programming will be questions will be there. MCQ also will be there. So now noted out the question number assignment question number 1. You have to print the fifth table, or you have to print any table. It's up to you. Just I'll give an example as fifth table. So I have to print output like 5 into, so I have to go with the 5 into 1 is equal to 5. Next line, 5 into 2 is equal to 10. 5 is equal to 15. Like this, etc., etc., etc. You have to print up to 5 into 10 is equal to 50. You have to print, your output should be like this format. You have to print in this one, not only 5, 10, 15, 20. You have to print in this format. Yeah. So just make it as a This is going to be the assignment question number 1. I'll post in the chat here. And do one thing, anyone just copy this question, just copy this as it is, post in our WhatsApp group. Anyone, those who are willing, just copy this and post in our WhatsApp group. Make it as an assignment question number 1 for everyone. Let them know, because only 22 joinees I can see here. I nearly 7 to 8 or not joined. So let them try for this. You can post in the WhatsApp group. Clear? So we have done with our why. So what is next? Nested loop. So what is nested loop? We have discussed about nested if. Anyone, can you unmute? Can you tell what is nested if? What is nested if? Anyone? Those who are willing. Okay, that's great. No one is willing. Okay, no issue. I'll tell. Nested is nothing but, nested if is nothing but if inside if. We discussed, right? One inside another is going to be called as a nested. So same thing in the nested if, it is nothing but if inside if. Now we are going with the nested loop is given. Okay. So thank you, Siddhant, for posting the question. Thank you, dear. Now, nested loop. So nested loop can happen with two ways. Nested while loop, nested for loop. So first we'll have what is nested. So loop defined within another loop is called as nested loop. So you will be having a for loop. Inside the for loop, you will be having one more for loop. Inside the while loop, you will be having one more while loop, that is called as nested. One inside another. So can I use 3 for loop? Yes, why not? Can I use 4 for loop? Yes, why not? It's up to you. It's your program. We have discussed with many if. Same thing. Even if you are giving 100 for loop also, there is no issue. Even if you're giving a 10 while loop also, nesting also, there is no restriction. You can use n number of nested loop. So when outer loop contains the inner loop, and most importantly, you have to learn it very clearly here. When an outer loop contains an inner loop in its body, it is called as nested loop, right? So example, for I in range. For I in range, I'll start from 5 to 10. Then inside this, I'll be using one more for loop with j variable, because different variable you have to use. For j in range, I'll start with I comma 15. Something I'll give. Example I'm telling. So if this is the case, until the inner for loop is getting failure, understand this concept. Until the inner for loop is getting failure, my main for loop will not be executed. Write this point. I'll show with example. I'll teach you one more time with example. As of now, note it out. If you have a true for loop, this is called as the outer loop. Outer loop. Or you can tell as a parent loop, which is inside. That is called as a child loop, or you can tell as a inner loop. Inner for loop or inner while loop. It's up to you. You can like pronounce. But this is going to be parent, this can be child, or this can be outer loop, this can be inner loop. So now, until the inner loop is getting failure, we won't go for the outer loop. If outer loop is failure, we won't go for the inner loop. Have this in our mind. We'll see with example, so you'll get our super clarity. Just see the syntax. So syntax of nested for loop. So for iterating a variable in sequence, inside that you will be having one more for loop. So statement, execute the statement and execute the statement. This is about the nested for loop. And nested while loop. So nested while loop means while loop will be there. Inside the while loop, you'll be having one more while loop. And you'll be having statement and outer statement. Inner statement and outer statement will be there. Now, just take a screenshot. We'll go with example. Have you heard something called as a pattern programs? Star pattern, 1, 2, 3 pattern, alphabetical, like letters. Many star pattern, even we can draw the heart shape. Many patterns are there. So diamond, circle, many patterns we can discuss based on the stars, numbers, alphabets. Fine. Hope you have noted. Now, write a program to print a pattern. This is going to be the program. You'll see with the live implementation. See here. First line we are printing 1. Second line we are printing 2, 2. Third line 3, 3, 3. Fourth line 4, 4, 4. Fifth line 5, 5, 5. Just think those who are knowing already about the for loop. So people are there, those who are knowing. Those who are knowing how the pattern is working, post your answer in the chat. If you are not able to get it, no issue, just wait for 2 or 3 minutes. We'll go with the live implementation. And if you're not knowing, please mention ND. I tried. Up to the last minute I tried, but I'm not able to get it. Then post ND. I'll give up from the base, I'll give you the explanation. Just make it fast. We'll complete and we'll start a string topic. Okay, so we'll discuss. I have to get an output like this. Okay, so now for this, we have to go with a two for loop. Why it is two for loop? Because we have row and column. I'll explain here, then I'll go with the implementation. First, I'll explain how to do it. So now, if you want to go with like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, for this, can I use only one for loop? Sufficient. So if you want to print more like a single line, then one loop is sufficient. But here we have more than one line. So we have like a square box. We have row wise and we have a column wise. Hope you can see that very clearly. We have row wise and the column wise. Everything is going to be pixel. So 5 cross 5 matrix. So 5 rows and 5 columns. So now it's nothing but more than we are dealing with a row and column. If you're dealing with a row and column, for sure we have to use a two for loop. Two for loop, because we have row and column. So we have to go with a two for loop. So one loop is for controlling the row, one loop is for controlling the column. Two is must for us. Now how to write a program? So nothing but, so for I in range, because this 5 is entering by the user, starting value is going to be 1, there is no issue. This 5, if you want to 6, like if you want to print up to 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, like this, you have to want to print, it's up to you. So user should enter this value. So that value get from the user. So for I in range, from where to where? I have to start from 1. Up to where? Up to my n plus 1. I don't know what is my n value. N plus 1 I'll give. So if my n value is 5, up to 5 plus 1 I'll execute. So 6 it won't execute. Up to 5 will be executed. We know very clearly about the ending value. Now inner loop. So for j in range. Now, in the first line, I'm able to print only number 1 for 1 times. If it is incrementing to 2, I'm printing 2 times. If it is 3, I'm printing for 3 times. If it is 4, 4 times. If it is 5, 5 times. If it is 6, 6 times it's printing. If it is 7, it will print 7 times. So it is depending on my previous loop. So I'll start with a inner loop is nothing but this is going to be the main loop, this is going to be inner loop. This inner loop is to control the values, to print it. This is nothing but to iterate that number of times. So I'll start with a value I. So what is my I? 1. That's it. So if my value is 1, print 1. And how many times I have to print? Up to that n values. So up to 5 I have to print. So I'll give as up to my n. So yeah, when you are going with a row and a column, just remember when you're going with a row and the column, we have to remember one thing, that we have to use a to for loop. So can I use while loop? Can I do it? No, while loop is not possible because we are applying in range. In range is nothing but from 1 it is incremented to the 2, then 3, then 4, and then 5. While loop is possible, but when you're going to the pattern program, best solution is going to be by using a for loop. Nothing but just I'll give like for I in range 1 comma 6. This for directly for only for this program, but I'll tell you with a n value. So 1 comma 6. 6 is nothing but I won't consider 6. Up to 5 will be true. So 1 comma your value plus 1. What is your I value? I'll depend on the I plus 1. That's it. So print my I value. At last, there's nothing but to move on to the next line. From the line 1, it will move to the line 2. So in the other programming language, you are using /n to move for the next line. In Python programming language, just if you're using a print statement, this is sufficient. This print statement is sufficient to move for the next line. So we'll see how it is executing. So just I'll get that n value from the user. So int of input. I'll get that input from the user. So for I in range, I'll start from 1 and I have to. Okay, is it audible now? So suddenly I got disconnected. Fine, we'll continue. So I have to start with a for I in range 1 comma. So what is my next value? N value. So can I give directly n? No, you have to give n plus 1. Done. So for j in, from where should I start? I have to start my printing statement from 1 only. 1 comma, in the first line we are printing only 1 time. Second line 2 times. Third line 3 times. Fourth line 4 times. So I have to stop my condition with 1 value, 2 value, and 3 value. So I'll give as whatever you are giving I value, I'll print plus 1. If I value is 1, I'll print only for 1 time. If I value is 2, only 2 time I'll print. If I value is 3, only 3 times. So print it, and at last you can give either you want to print j value. So giving us j value, what will happen will tell you. Giving us I value also, what will happen will tell you. So then print, you can see here, suppose if it is a 5, I'll print like this: 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Suppose, for example, give place. Sure, I'll print j only. So if I'm input a 6, you can see here, I'll get like output like this: 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5, 6, 6, 6. I'll print like this. Suppose you want to get a pattern program like this. Question number 2, both are same only, but I'll tell you the difference. I have to print 1 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Then I have to print 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I have to print 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I have to print like this. In the next line, if user is entering 6, I have to print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I have to print like this. How it is possible? Nothing but same program, just I'll copy and paste. Nothing I'll do. It has raw data. And here in place of I, I'll replace J. That's it. So now I'll be getting the output. Suppose if my input is 6, I'll get output like 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, at last up to 6. So your ladder is going to be increasing one by one. Just what is the difference there? Nothing but here we are giving a I. All the time I said you very clearly, until the inner for loop is getting failure, I won't touch the main loop. So now I'll start my I value. Just if you're not able to get it, I'll explain one more time. I value I'll be starting with, because we know the loop, for loop, syntax of for loop. This one is nothing but starting value. N plus 1 is nothing but ending value. So I have to start my I value from where? From 1. Right now my I value is 1. Is 1 is in background, it will check with I value less than n plus 1. This how in the background it will check. What is my I value? 1. Is 1 is less than n plus 1, condition is true. Then I'll go for the inner loop. Background is running here, we cannot see it. In background, by default, interpreter is doing this. So for j in range 1 comma I plus 1. So now what is my initial value of j? J is nothing but 1 comma. What is my ending value? I plus 1. So if my I value is 1, 1 plus 1 will become 2. So 2 is means I won't consider 2. Up to 1 I'll consider. That is why it is printing only for one time. So in the background, you will be having a condition like j value less than I plus 1. So what is my j value? 1. I'll write this condition. J value is going to be 1. And what is my I value? That is also 1. 1 plus 1 is going to be 2. Is 1 is less than 2? Yes, condition is true. Next time by default, it will be incremented to 2. By default, for loop will be incremented plus 1. In the while loop, we have to give plus 1, plus 1, plus 1, or plus 2, plus 3. Like this we have to give. But in the for loop, by default, plus 1 will be taken care by the machine. Interpreter will do that. So that is why next time what happened? 1 less than 2, condition is 2, I'll print 1. Next time it will become 2 less than 2. Sorry, excuse. So 2 less than 2 is nothing but false. This is going to be true and this is going to be false. If it is false, now can I go with a main loop? Yes. Now I can go with a main loop. So I'll explain here. Here, first time my I value is going to be 1 dr and ending value is given as 6. Is 1 is less than 6? Condition is true. Then I'll go for the inner loop. If my main loop is true only, I'll go for the inner loop, j value. So what is my j value? Starting is given as 1, ending is given as I plus 1. So what is starting value? 1 less than, because by default it will check the condition like this. 1 less than I plus 1. What is my I value? It is 1, right? We know very clearly I value is 1 here. 1 plus 1 is going to be 2. Is 1 is less than 2? Condition is true. I'll go here, I'll print my I value. So what is my I value? 1, I'll print 1. I'll write the output here. 1. Next time, the increment to 2. This is going to be the inner loop. This is going to be the main loop. So now 2 less than 2, condition is false. If it is false, now it will go to the main loop. In the main loop, previous value of I is going to be 1. Now it will be incremented to the 2. 2 less than 6, condition is true. Now I'll go for the inner loop. This will happen for until the main loop is getting failure, I won't come out. Until the main loop is getting failure, I won't come out. So I'll go for the inner loop one more time. I'll start my j value from the beginning. That is starting value is going to be 1. 1 less than, right now what is my I value? That is 2. So 2 plus 1 is going to be 3. Next time I'll carry out with a 1 less than 3. Is 1 is less than 3, condition is true. I'll print 1. Next, sorry, I'll print 2 because I value is 2, right? I'll print 2. Next, it will increment your j value from 1 to 2. 2 less than 3 condition is going to be true. If it condition is true, I'll print one more time. In the same line, I'll print 2. Next, it will become 3 less than 3. 3 less than 3 is nothing but false. Well, false. If it is false, now I'll go for the main loop. Already my I value is 2. Now it will be incremented to the 3. 3 less than 6. Condition is true. Again, J loop will be continued. So when I can stop this entire loop, when your main loop is getting filled, there is main loop is nothing but outer loop or parent loop. When this first loop is getting failure only, I can come out completely. Yeah. So if you're learning for the first time for loop, you might confuse or you might not get clarity about 100%. You might feel you're able to understand, but something will be like missing. Only reason is nothing but first time you are learning this. So within 2 minutes or within 5 minutes or 10 minutes, you cannot complete 100%. Take a screenshot, and again, if you have a doubt, let me know. If no doubt, try to give your task to you. Okay, try with different question and how it is working. Recap. Please revise before coming for the next session. Please revise what is happening in the previous day content. Now that's about the for loop. Next, last is nothing but break statement. I said you about the break. Like I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't want to print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have to break when I'm reaching 3. 4, 5. I don't want to execute. Nothing but you are applying the break. So now, when the break statement, when we are applying break statement, we can stop the loop before it has loop throughout all the items. So how many items are there? We are giving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What condition are giving? When the user is reaching the level 3, stop. That is what we are telling. So when the break is encountered, the loop will exit and the line after the loop is done. So it will be executed. So now after this, I'll stop my execution. And after this, if you have any other line or any other condition, I'll execute that only. Remaining will be stopped. Now, see this example so you'll get a clarity. For I in range, what is my I value? 1. What is my last value of I? That is 6. So I won't consider 6. Up to 5 will be true. Now, if my I value is equal to 4, print loop breaks and give a break. Otherwise, execute this last statement. Now, what is my I value? It is 1. We know. If condition, I'm going with I value equal to 4. I value equal to 4. What is my I value? 1. If 1 is equal to 4, condition is false. If it is true, I'll execute this block. That is 2 lines. Now condition is getting failure, I'll go here. That is what they are telling in the point number 2. When break is encountered, the loop is exit and the line after the loop is executed. So now the condition is getting failure, I'll go for this print statement. So what I have to print? I have to print. What is my I value? 1. So I'll write the output here. I'll print I value 1. Clear? Next, again, loop will be continued because there is going to be a for loop. Again, it will be continued. So previous value of I is going to be 1. Now it will be incremented to the 2. By default, it is incrementing by 1. I'll repeat one more time. By default, it is like incrementing by 1. Suppose, sir, what if I have to increment 2 times, 3 times, 4 times? That I'll teach you in the next question. So next I value is going to be 2. So 2 is equal to 4. Is condition is true? No, false. Then I'll print 2. Now again I'll go for the for loop. It will increment I value from 2 to 3 because loop continues. So 3 is equal to 4? No. False. I'll print next value as 3. Next, again, I'll be incrementing my I value from 3 to 4. So is 4 is equal to 4. Now condition is getting satisfied. Yeah. So 4 is equal to 4. Condition is getting true. So if condition is satisfied, I'll come inside this. I'll print loop breaks. There's a print statement. I'll print it. Then I'll give a break. Break is nothing but I'll come out of a for loop. So I'll print 1, 2, 3, and loop breaks. I'll print the statement. So output is going to be like this. 1, 2, 3 loop breaks will be the output. Yeah. So fine. So Bhaskar sir is asking like you have to repeat the break statements. It is not break loop, it is break statement. For loop, while loop, nested loop. That's it. Break, continue, this everything comes under the statement. Break statement. It is a keyword we can tell. In out of 33 keywords, break is one of the keyword. Continue. Next, I'll teach you about the continue. So continue also is a keyword, or we can tell as a statement, not a loop. So we have to pronounce it as a loop statement. So I'll repeat the loop statement one more time. Just you can listen. Here, yeah. So break is nothing but somewhere you have to stop. That is about the break. You're moving in the car or you're driving two-wheeler or four-wheeler. Somewhere you found the speed breaker. Will you go with the same speed? No. You have to apply a brake. Then you have to cross the speed breaker. Then you have to continue. This is what the process. Everyone knows this. Same thing here. So when you're applying the brake, I'll come out of the for loop. So how it is working? For I in range 1, 6. So starting from 1. Ending is this is going to be starting and this is going to be the ending. So ending is given as a 6. 6 will not be considered. Up to 5 will be considered. I value is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's all. Now, what is my first I value? That is 1. Is 1 equal to 4? Check the condition. This is a if, right? What is if? It checks the condition. Yes or no. That's all it will do. So yes, I value is equal to 4. Do you think it is a true or false? It is false, right? Because both value are not same. So false. If it is false, I won't go inside of this. This is the indentation. These two lines are coming under this if. And this line belongs to for loop. Yep. Now, so because of this, if is getting failure, I'll go for the print statement. What I have to print? I have to print I value. So first time, what is my I value? 1. So I'll print first output 1. Again, loop will be continued. Because of a for loop, loop continues. When I can come out of this for loop? When the condition is getting failure or when you are applying break, I'll come out. Only two possible. When your condition is getting failure or when you're applying the break only, I'll be coming out of the for loop or while loop. Now, next value of I is going to be 2. Right now, it is going to be 2. Is 2 is equal to 4? No, false. If it is true, I'll go here. But now it is false. If it is false, I'll print I value. So what is my I value? 2. Then again increment. From 2, it will be incremented to 3. 3 equal to 4. Condition is false. If it is false, can I go inside? No. I'll be printing this. I value is going to be 3. Now, next value is going to be 4. Now, 4 is equal to 4. Now, can you see it? Both the value are same. So, answer is going to be true. If is satisfied with a true. If it is true, can I enter inside these two lines? Yes. So now what I'll do, I'll go with the print statement. Because of print statement, I'll print loop breaks. Yeah. Then I'm applying break. Break is nothing but come out of the loop. That is what the definition I showed you. With a break statement, you can stop the loop. You can stop the loop before it has looped through all the items. What are the items we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items. I value we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But we are not able to reach last value. We are able to break it. We can stop the loop before it has looped through all the items. Before you're reaching the up to the value 5, I can stop. That is what the point number 1. Understand the definition. Then compare this program, you'll get ideas. So now finally I'll be getting 1, 2, 3 loop break. Because of this break, I'll come out. That's all. Clear? And those who understood how the break is working, post clear in the chat. And if you're not able to clear also, please be frank that you are not getting. I'll go with one more example to get out one more clarity. Please post frank answer. We can spend a time, no issue. Don't want to rush up and complete the topic. Even though we know very clearly we are going in a slow manner only. Within 4 days, I'll complete up to string topic. For the previous batch, up to 6th to 7th batch, I used to do that. By the 4th day, maximum I'll try to touch string and like 50% I'll try to complete. But still now we are not able to touch string topic, but no issue at all. Finally, I'll try to complete the portion, but I don't want to rush up and complete the portion. I need my learners to understand individual working system of program. Because in the future, if you become a Python developer or if you have become a good coder, you should tell that Paramesh has taught me, he mentored me very clearly so that I'm able to understand. That blessing, that satisfaction is important for me. Quality is needed. Clear? Okay, up to here I think so it's everything is clear. Next, now if that is a clear, now we'll go with a, this is nothing but with one for loop we are applying break. Now we have a nested loop with help of break. Now try for this program. I'll give you 1 minute, not more than that. 1 minute is sufficient to complete, or maximum 1.5. Take the screenshot so that later, if you're not able to get now, later you can try. Okay, so as we don't have much time, I'll try to complete this soon as possible. I'll give you one more question for the task. You can make that as a assignment question number 2. So we'll complete it early as possible. So for I in range 1 comma 6. So what is my I value? It start with a 1. It end with 5. Because 6 won't considered, up to 5 will be considered. Now J value. Just take a J value. J value will start from 1. End with 3. Because 4 I don't want to consider, so up to 3 I'll be considering. This is how the loop will work. So if my J value is equal to 3, I'll try to put a loop break. I'll break it and I'll come out. Yeah. Now how does it work? Clearly understand. Now initially I value is going to be 1. I'll select 1. This will change the color so that it will be fine to understand. So first value of I is going to be 1. Is 1 is less than 6? Condition is true. I'll go for J. What is my J value? 1. Initial value is going to be 1. So I value also is 1. J value also is going to be 1. Is J is equal to 3 dear? No. Condition is false. Then can I print I value? Yes. So what is my I value? 1. I'll print 1. Next. We know very clearly until the inner loop is getting failure, I cannot touch the main loop. Right? So now, what is next value of J? From 1 it will be incremented to the 2. Is 2 is equal to 3? No. I'll print I value one more time. Again 1 will be get printed. Now again it will be incremented J value to the 3. 3 is equal to 3? Yes. Understand the concept? 3 is equal to 3. Condition is getting 2. If condition is true, I have to print loop breaks. Understand? Loop breaks and give a break. I won't print anything. Just I'll print as LB. After this one, I'll try to print LB, loop breaks. Then apply break. Break is nothing but it will come out of this loop only, inner loop, not the main loop. It will come only up because your break you're applying only for inner loop, not for the main loop. So now what happened? 1 will LB will be get printed. Again, it will be continued with the next value 2. So 2 next time will be like a 2 loop breaks, 3 loop breaks, 4 loop breaks, 5 loop breaks. So because next value of I is going to be, it will become 2. So 2 LB I'll print. Then 3 LB I'll print. 4 LB 5. Because last value of I is going to be 5. After 5, there is no values. Condition will be failure. So if my main for loop is getting failure, I'll come out of my loop. Yeah, this is how the loop break works. Yeah. So just understand what is happening. Nothing but one thing you have to remember, until the inner for loop is getting failure, I cannot touch the main loop. If you know this line very clearly, sufficient. You'll understand. Okay. Try individually. Those who have an idea about looping statement already, you'll get very quickly. Those who are learning for the first time, it takes a time, not much time, little bit of a time to make a confirmation. So for that confirmation, I'll give you one more assignment question. This make it as a assignment question number 2. Anyone take a screenshot and post in our WhatsApp group. Question number 2. Assignment question number 2. I need an answer for this. Clear? So that's about the session. Remaining tomorrow, like not tomorrow. Monday we'll start string topic. Maximum it takes might take one more 2 classes to complete, or Tuesday half 50% of the class it might cover. If you're done with a string, then list tuple will complete within a few hours. Okay? We'll plan accordingly. But before starting the string, list, tuple, dictionary, and function, be thorough in this up to here. Up to break, you should be ready. Continue is there. Continue takes nearly like 5 to 10 minutes to discuss. We'll continue that in the Monday session. Okay. Hope you have taken a screenshot and post this question in the chat. Make it as an assignment question number 2. Assignment question number 1 already posted. This is assignment question number 2. Remaining questions I'll give you on tomorrow. Okay. So that's about the session. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Have a good weekend.
Tomorrow class is there, sir? Tomorrow class
No,
is there?
tomorrow no
Okay.
class. Monday you'll be having a class.
Right.
So tomorrow I'll give some assignment question. We can continue. So that whole day you can spend a time so that you'll get a full clarity. And if you have any doubt, you can reach me.
Okay, right.
Thank you,
Sure.
sir.
Yeah, yeah. I'll give assignment question up to the break statement. Sure, I'll give you that.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Okay, I think so. No doubts. So we'll wind up the session. Thank you so much.